corridor there on the Princess Highway.
The reason I wanted to say a few words was that as I went door knocking to collect signatures for my petition, most people thought that it served no purpose whatsoever. This was brought home to me when I asked a prominent businessman if he would sign the petition, and he said, no, it's a done deal, because I have been offered big money by a developer. Kogarah Council's proposed plan to rezone the foreshore area to R3 medium density, allowing a proposed height of 21 metres, which is 6 to 7 stories, would permit a developer to construct numerous units. If, as we have heard, all the homes on the foreshore opposite Townsend Street were sold to one developer, the beautiful foreshore area would become a concrete jungle. Whatever happened to the foreshore scenic protection policy? This begs the question of how do the developers know before the plan has been passed? We have been told that at least one of the homes has been sold to a developer and he is offering to buy all of the homes in this area. We respectfully implore you not to ruin our lives by persevering with this plan. It is most unfair. Councillors have voted in to act for us, not to be against us. I know at the next council election, I won't be voting for any of the councillors who didn't turn up today or are not on our side. Most of us are seniors and wish to enjoy the rest of our days with the amenities we now haven't enjoyed. If you don't want this plan to come to fruition, send in your submissions now before it is too late. Thank you.
Conducting surveys and studies such as traffic studies and biodiversity and other environmental impact type statements. How are you going to unravel it? It's going to take a course. It's like you release water from a dam. I mean, how do you then retrieve the situation? How do you unravel it? It's going to be very, very difficult. And at the end of the day, it should reflect what the community wants. Now, I also called for public hearings, similar to what had been undertaken in the Sutherland Shire. In the Sutherland Shire, they had 9 meetings over various parts of the day, because some people are shift workers and couldn't make it during the day, for example. And all of these were well attended. And in effect, it gave the community an opportunity to register their concerns and hopefully have the thing reflect what the community wanted. And that's always been our position. So I'd like at this point to call upon Dr. Mary Casey to let us have a few comments.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm coming from a bit of a different stance this afternoon. I'm part of the Kyle Bay Residents Association, and I've had experience with the council before, and I'm certainly not here to knock the council. I don't think that's destructive and I don't think it's professional. However, I think I have a large organisation myself, and I always say the person at the top is how the organisation is, because the person at the top who calls the shots and works with management and middle management are the ones who filter through. And like any organisation, we need a really good culture, and I've certainly got that in my organisation. I don't think that's the case with the council. I think that how lovely it would be if it was the Mayor standing here talking to us all and answering our questions this afternoon. To say I will see people privately in my office, I think is an absolute cop-out, and I don't think that's good for anybody. I think that there doesn't seem to be any transparency. Lots of people have been invited, excuse Councillor Lansbury, but lots of people have been invited, emailed to, and there's no transparency there at all, it seems to me, so they don't have the confidence to stand up and say, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, and this is what we've had done in order to do that. No one's heard any of that. It's always secretive and quiet. And so that's where I'm coming from. Also, my organisation is Aged Care and Disabilities, and with the National Disability Scheme, I haven't heard anything about people who are aged and frail, or people with disabilities, and what this will mean to them. So that's my stance on it, and I think it's very important. Thank you.
And Peter said to me, oh, you know, this is the situation, and I suggested putting a submission, which I was intending to do. And I went to the meeting, and I heard a lot of their speeches, and they inspired me to go out and have a little look on websites and things like that. One of the things I found, actually that Peter gave me last week, was this statement. Council has confirmed in writing that no traffic impact report was prepared, no TMAP, no traffic and parking study, no transport network study, no environmental and social impact study, nor biodiversity study has been conducted before the planning proposal was prepared. Therefore, no evidence exists to how the new city plan will affect all these things. It goes on to say that these things were not required by the state government. That sort of worried me a lot, so I just sort of went and had a look at the Local Government Act of 1993, and what it says, amongst other things, it has a charter that all councils have to follow, and Kogarah Council adheres to that charter. I'll just read two of the things it says. It has to properly manage, develop, protect, restore, enhance and conserve the environment of the area for which it is responsible in a manner that is consistent with and promotes the principles of ecologically sustainable development. It also has to have regard for the long-term and cumulative effects of its decisions. I don't see that happening, and that worries me. Having said that, I think we should all applaud Councillor Lansbury for coming here today. I really do. Because I was at last week's meeting, and we invited all the councillors along. No one came. It was not good. We did have the MPs, that was great, but I really think Councillor Lansbury has shown integrity and good faith by being here today. That's all I've got to say. But, I mean, you can go and look on the Kogarah website, and I suggest you do that. There's a lot of really good information on there that will really inform you as to what's going on. And you can also look up all the government acts online. If you just Google New South Wales Local Government Act 1993, it will take you to a government site where you can actually read all this. So do that. That's all. Thanks, mate.